This is the rocker, Keith Ramsey from Deep South Paranormal, and you're listening to Steve and Naomi on Into the Unknown Realm on DTM Wicked Radio.
Welcome into the unknown realm with your hosts, Steve and Naomi from STURS Paranormal. Take a journey with us into a world that few understand and even fewer dare to go. On your home for everything wicked, DTMWickedRadio.com. Welcome into the unknown realm. My name is Naomi.
I'm Steve.
And we'd like to welcome you to our show.
Sorry about the little delay, but this storm has definitely thrown things for a little bit of a loop and the technical difficulties at the beginning of the show.
But we're good. We are good.
I think we are. Double checking a few things, but you can continue.
Well, first of all, we have a huge announcement that we found out while we were doing an investigation this weekend. Our team was nominated for Interesting Video of the Year, Paranormal Evidence Video of the Year for the Paranormal Awards, and we won! We are so excited because we loved, actually, our video and thought it would be awesome that to share it with everybody, and it was awesome. It was of the Houghton Mansion, and
the locker room up on the third floor, if you know the Houghton Mansion.
And it was very cool. The locker closed by itself after we asked it to be closed, and well, anyways, we won. We're so excited. Great news. So thanks to the people, the judges of the Paranormal Awards. We greatly appreciate it. We're very humbled by the award and thrilled, and definitely the efforts of our team, who definitely worked hard that night to get that evidence. So just to let you know, a few people coming on in the next few weeks. We have from Scared,
Chris
Mancuso. You forgot his name, didn't you?
Nope. I just want to know if you could say it.
And then we also have coming on spirit medium Tiffany Rice.
I will not be present for that one, unfortunately, because I really want a reading from Tiffany.
Yeah, she's very, very good, and I hope many people call in to get a little free reading over the
highly recommended from our friend Ken DaCosta from Rise Up Paranormal, which put on a heck of an event 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the Ocean State Paracon. And we also will be having from Ghost Hunters International, Shannon Sylvia.
But we won't be talking about the Ghost Hunter stuff, right? We'll be talking about some paranormal stuff that happened to her personally.
Oh, no, we'll be talking about it all. But...
Oh, we got it all then.
Yep, all of it. All of it.
Makes awesome cupcakes, too, by the way.
Yes, she does. We also will be speaking to Chris Rondina, who is the author of Vampires of New England, which should be very, very cool. That's a whole different kind of paranormal...
I come to suck your blood. Sorry.
Who else? Oh my gosh, we have other people I can't remember the top of my head.
You do this to yourself every time.
Yeah, I do. Oh, Joni. Oh, Mahan, I believe is her name.
She wrote a book called
Mahan,
Bones, which is about a place that we actually investigated.
Yep, the Haunted Victorian in North Adams, Mass. And a bunch of other books, too. So we can't wait to have her on, talk about all these great experiences she's had and the books that she wrote. Definitely should be cool.
I want to say that the book is actually based on actual teams of the local area that have come in and actually investigated, and she's got people's, their team's reactions and stories that happen, and that's what makes up the book Bones.
Yeah.
Could be wrong on that. We'll let her explain it, but I mean, we even have some amazing stories that happen in that place as well. So.
Yeah, we actually sat around and talked about it, and we also will have some of the boys from the Paranormal After Party coming. So we have.
And if you don't know those boys, they are crazy. They throw some patties that you would not believe, and those are based around the Paracons. So if you ever want to come out and meet those guys and party with them, you need to come to the Paracons.
Oh, absolutely. Fun people. Definitely fun people. And a lot of people like their shirts that on the back says, "Show me your orbs."
Yep. I don't know. I sort of like the Taps Home Team one that said, "Orbs are ghost farts."
Oh, my goodness.
I want to put out our heartfelt feelings to the people in Revere that today were struck by a tornado. A lot of devastation, but I believe, luckily, nobody was seriously injured, is what I'm hearing for a report. But
yeah, we've had a lot of crazy storms going on here, and luckily they have passed by us now.
Hopefully.
And time for our great guest to have on. We actually are very fortunate to have a very talented and very cool guy on our show tonight. He has done so many different things, and he's also the co-owner of Deftone Picture Studios, which is very cool. He executive produced, assistant director, writer, casting coordinator, actor. He also sings and dances.
It almost sounds like Bugs Bunny.
Bugs
Bunny plays first, plays second, plays third. This guy does everything.
You comparing him to Bugs Bunny?
Hey, I love Bugs Bunny. I don't know who doesn't love Bugs Bunny.
Anyways, we like to welcome to our show, not Bugs Bunny, but Mike Sciabarrasi. Welcome, Mike.
Well, hello.
I hope you didn't take offense to the Bugs Bunny comment. It was actually just like the respect thing. I mean, you do everything.
It's just good to hear a voice. Where am I? There's no doors here. There's no windows. I just suddenly appear. Well, wait a minute. Is this the unknown realm?
It is.
Okay, that explains it all. No, you can't offend me. Please believe me. You just can't. There's no ego here. You know, we have a good time, and I had such a nice time with both of you at the last Paracon, and like George there, that I was looking forward just to chatting with you again.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm like, we gotta get that guy Mike on our show.
Yeah, ParaHistoryCon 2 is what he's actually talking about.
That was
based
so
out of
much
Lake George
fun.
And Fort William Henry.
Yeah, there were
awesome time.
so many great people there. We had so much fun, and we met a lot of people that we hadn't met yet, and then we saw some people that we've had on our show but never had met in person. And it was cool. It was very cool time. A lot of great people, and I'm so glad we got the opportunity to meet you as well.
What did you think of the party beforehand, Mike?
Well, this was my second. I was at the original one, the ParaHistoryCon. My very dear friend John Tobin, and of course Chip Reichenthal and Kathy Shabbat and Terry Reichenthal. They asked us to come out and to attend, and we took them up on it, and gosh, we sure had a good time. And this was phenomenal. I mean, this was the best Paracon party I've ever been to. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, we had a great time.
I don't know if we knew what to expect when we walked in, but it was just everybody rubbing elbows with everybody. Everybody just threw down your hair, if you want to say, and just let loose, and it was just everybody in the paranormal field in the same area being, just friends. So
yeah,
I like
for
it.
a good cause,
yep.
Right? Definitely.
Nobody sat down at the party. It was a very elegant room. If you remember, nobody sat down. Everybody was living on the dance floor. Everybody had such a good time, and when they say party, boy, it was a party. And
yeah, it was.
That's the way it should be, because you get a bunch of people together, and after a few of these conventions, and after meeting several times, you get to be friends. Now you and Steve and I are now friends, Naomi, and you just look forward to seeing people that live so far apart, and it's a great excuse to get together and just hug and have fun again. And,
Definitely.
Of course, there's the business side of it, but it's fun. You know that. It's downright fun.
Absolutely. Now, you started performing when you were 2 years old, so you've been doing this
boy,
kind of
you
stuff
did
for
your
a while.
homework. Wow. This girl did her homework. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I was actually a song and dance man. I was a kid that was a song and dance man, and I followed that for quite a few years and enjoyed it. And I still, for years I played the piano. I was classically trained, and I made my way as a piano bar entertainer and a singer. And acting was always in the mix, and I studied acting and the whole 9 yards. But I did. You're right. I was a little kid that loved to dance and sing, and I guess that's why I don't have any shyness in front of crowds or in front of a camera. You get used to it.
Now, did you have any of this in your family prior to you that kind of encouraged you to do that, or just something that you just decided, this is what I want to do?
I'm glad you asked me that, because my mom, my mom passed away a year ago, just after Thanksgiving. It was kind of tough, and
yeah,
you only get one, and she was the encouragement that I always had. She was always the person that always believed in me, and gosh, I miss her. I love her. I'm sure she's listening to me, but she used to sing at the USO in the 40s, and she was and that was my guiding light. And I had a stage mom, that's for sure, but she was a good one. She never forced me into anything that I didn't want to do, and she was very encouraging, and that was my guiding light, my inspiration. Yes, very much so.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. Oh, he loves his mama. That's
so
true.
The USO.
Oh yeah, I was a mama's boy, and boy, am I glad I was.
I came from two very headstrong parents, and how they stayed together all of their marriage surprised me, because they both very, very headstrong. My father, he was in the military and retired out of the military, so he definitely had that military demeanor, and my father passed away like 7 years ago in September. So I know what you mean, how hard that is. And it never seems to change. You just kind of get used to that pain. The pain doesn't change. You just get used to it. And
my mom's still here.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Not here, but
there's very few leave it to beaver families in the world, Naomi.
Right.
Where dad is wearing a sweater and a tie, and always words of encouragement. Mom comes to the breakfast table in pearls. I mean, there's very few of those. It is what it is, and it's what we make of ourselves when we survive childhood that defines who we are. And it's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that.
Well said.
So I read that you had the Johnny O role in the Johnny O story at age 14.
Oh, John O, yeah, I did. I dated myself. I guess I was wrong. I believe my first film was in 1969 and 1970. And I'm 56. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm 56 years old. So I was 14 and 15 when I did that. It took 2 summers of my life. And I learned 2 things about film. Number 1 is it's hard work. And number 2, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I enjoyed working in front of a camera. It's a thrill when you get to see the final product, and it's a great challenge. You learn every time you take a role. You learn every time you take a set. It's a learning process. And if we fail to learn, it's time to park at the stoplight and say, okay, I guess I can retire. I'm done.
Now, sorry.
Sorry. You go, Steve.
So you're saying that you've spent a lot of time in front of the camera. You've also done a lot of time behind the camera too, if I'm not mistaken. Which do you prefer to do most?
Yes. That's my answer, yes. I like it all. Acting is fun. It's just fun. If you're going to worry about it or be terrified of doing it, then, maybe it isn't for you. But there's so many processes behind the camera and to the lead up, and people don't realize what's involved in filmmaking. They think it's set up the camera and the actors are all ready, and there's so many people from the crew that gets the areas ready, to the lighting people, to the people running the cords and holding the lights in wind, and the assistant directors getting the sets ready and making sure they're on schedule, and the caterers getting the food ready, the production managers making sure, the makeup girls, the people watching the makeup girls to make sure that they're not taking too long, the hair people, and this is all before the actors have even gotten in their wardrobe with those people, and there's just so much to it. It's amazing. I would love for you and Steve to come out and visit a set one day, because it's a learning experience, and yeah, you're more than welcome. I mean that sincerely, and it's a very interesting process. All that's involved to just get a few lines, or hopefully a couple of minutes, sometimes can take 10, 15 hours.
Well,
there's quite a bit to it.
Offer. I'm sure we would anytime love to.
Yeah, definitely thank you for that offer.
And we'll be happy to be a person who walks by if you want. Need a person just walking in a scene.
I'll make it happen. I'll get you some FaceTime. That's a promise. It is. It's interesting, and I gotta give a shout out to our own crew at Deftone Picture Studios, because we've got a real family of associates and owners and stockholders and people that love working with us, and we love having them on the set, and they work so hard, and they're so dedicated, and they're just so trustworthy, and it's just like you. No matter what any listener does for a living, they're not doing it alone. There's so many people involved to make the cogs turn and to oil the wheels and to make it run smoothly, and we've just got a wonderful crew, and at the end of the day, we greet with a hug, and we always part with a hug, and it's very important, and I really mean that. I'm not talking figuratively. We hug each other hello and goodbye.
That's awesome. I love that. That's very, very cool.
It almost makes like a family atmosphere,
Yeah, definitely.
Almost like
it is. You betcha it is.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Deftone and how you ended up getting involved and obviously now co-owner of that.
Deftone Picture Studios was founded in 2003 by Adam Steigert, a very, very talented young director, smart businessman, and just he's truly a genius, the thing that this young man does as far as writing and editing and filming and and everyone else basically does the best they can to get his vision on the screen. That this is the true job of every single person on the set, is to assist the director, make it smooth so he can get what he sees, so he can breathe his vision into life on the film, on the movie. And he never, I always say, he never fails to surprise me. He'll always do something so far out of left field that I shake my head in wonder. And every time I work with Adam, it's always a privilege, and it's an honor. And then we have our owners, our board members, which are comprised of our evil genius for technology, Christopher Christopher Burns Jr., who's just amazing. He's listening right now as he's editing A Grim Becoming in his Fortress of solitude, wearing a lab coat probably, looking evil, and probably cursing me under his breath. And we have Janine Avery, who is just an incredible businesswoman that handles locations, and she is the hub that makes Deftone turn, as well as Scott Hill, who is our newest addition. That is a very hardworking and brilliant businessman and extremely strong on the set. And of course, myself, I generally I'm usually the first assistant director. The most hated man on the set, by the way. He's the guy yelling all the time. Come on, we're behind. Let's go. Come on now, let's set up the And fortunately, we're to that point where we don't have to do anything like that anymore. And so that's the 5 owners: is Adam, who's the CEO, Janine, Chris, Scott, and of course myself. And then we have the new stockholders that just joined this week. We're very proud to have them as well. Very hardworking Mark Mandola, who's a wonderful director, and John Fleming, who is a incredible crewman and actor and very, very wise businessman as well. And that's our team. And if I went through the associates, I'd be doing nothing but name dropping. But, guys, I love y'all. Girls, I love y'all. And Laura Chaluka is such an incredible help on the behind the scenes and whatever is necessary, photography, whatever. She's just an incredible actress and a wonderful addition to our crew as well.
Wow.
So what we do is we offer help to anybody that really needs it to make an art form in movie. We have a lot of younger people ask us, and, we'll advise or we'll try to get them help with extras, or we'll try to get them help with wardrobe. And, we've appeared on set and tried to help in the way that it should be. And seasoned filmmakers, too, that have needed a hand. We're there. A lot of people don't know New York State is taken so much of Hollywood's filming, as have many areas of the United States. But New York State offered a 40% tax incentive, and
wow.
Which means that if you have $1 million budget, you've got $1,400,000 when you come to New York State. Spider-Man 3 was just filmed in Rochester, New York, near Buffalo.
Yeah.
Instead of Hollywood, and now they offered a 15% labor fee, which is refund, which is kind of nice. So you're at $1.55 million on instead of $1 million. So filmmakers and producers they're turning their heads and looking at it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Trying to move Hollywood East Coast.
Yeah,
it's amazing how much actual filming has left Hollywood and California and come out here. I mean, it's big all over, but we're becoming a mecca. We got it all. I mean, we've got people think of New York and it's Rocky and it's Sylvester Stallone. Everybody talks like that, and it's buildings and we have the city, but we have the Great Lakes and we have beautiful farmland and we have 80-degree weather and 90-degree weather, and we have 15-foot high snow drifts. In the winter as well. So, we got it all. Whatever. If you don't like the weather for your filming, just wait 15 minutes.
Right. We have that problem, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Of course you do.
The weather's crazy here. So,
oh, yeah.
So I think I read somewhere where you guys are willing to take on people's scripts and make them into movies. And the reason why I say that is maybe there's some inspired writers out there that might be interested in turning one of their writings into a movie. And is that something you do? And if you do, how could they maybe go about doing that?
We do not. I've got to tell you the truth. We right now we do not. We will encourage and we'll point people in the right direction. We've had some amazing scripts come across the desk that we have turned into a film. A perfect example is Jason John Beebe, very talented actor. He was Mark in Ombus. He was the lead in Ombus. Wrote a wonderful story called To Release a Soul, And I read it, and I think I was 9 pages into it and called him, and I said, we're making this. And he was like, you're kidding. No, we're making this. But that's the exception rather than the rule. We have so many irons in the fire for things that we want to do and projects that are, in the gate, that it's very difficult for us to turn other people's scripts into a reality right now. But I'd certainly be happy to talk to any young filmmaker that needed a hand or some advice or any script writer on what he should be looking for to turn it into a reality. I'd certainly be happy to do that. And, you can friend me on Facebook. I'd be happy to start there, and we can move on to emails and whatever you want. But, like I said, we've got a lot of irons in the fire.
So you actually have, you were talking about A Grim Becoming. That's something that you guys are trying to finalize for this fall, correct?
We are. It's our most ambitious project so far. It's a interesting, story. It's a comedy horror film. A lot of people don't know that. They think it's a horror film. It is very much a comedy. It's very much a horror film. And it's the story of a young, handsome, successful executive that accidentally sees a Grim Reaper taking a soul. And if you see a Grim Reaper taking a soul, you must become a Grim Reaper. And it's the comic lengths that he goes to. Yeah, it's the comic lengths that he goes to not become a Grim Reaper and to keep the wonderful life that he has. And we're independently financed. We don't do Kickstarter campaigns. There was 20 of us that funded this and executive produced this film. I had faith in it that it was so unique and unusual that we had a chance of doing something that would be a great art form, and hopefully maybe we could recoup some of our expenditures. And we funded it, and I'm extremely excited about it because we brought in the A-list of the independent actors from Los Angeles and New York and all over. But we brought in a lot of your paranormal people as well.
Oh, really?
And I was very excited about that. It starred Jessica Cameron, Devaney Pinn, Bill Overs Jr., who is Abraham Lincoln and Abraham Lincoln versus the Zombies. He was just on Criminal Minds, and the real creepy one. He was the hillbilly creepy killer in that. His IMDb would take you an hour to read, his Internet Movie Database. One of the biggest stars out there. When we got him, we got Lynn Lowry, we got I always miss people. We got oh gosh, I always do this. This is so hard to do. Richard Lunella, a wonderful actress, Valerie, all the way from Los Angeles, Valerie Hanna, and of course we got Tara Walker-Sawicki, and we included in there Britt Griffith from Ghost Hunters, a very fine actor.
Yep.
We also had Chip Reichenthal and John Tobin, who did an incredible job acting, and I mean incredible job acting. They auditioned and won their roles.
Nice.
As far as they're going to be in our future project as well. And many, many others. And, we had Chris Balisone from, I think it's Twin City Paranormal down south, and we had Cameron DuBois, who became a big part of my agenda from Greater Western New York Paranormal Society, and there was just so many wonderful and interesting people that came forward for the film and the paranormal, and that's where the connection came for us in the paranormal, because Naomi and Steve, I got news for you, we're all entertainers, and if what we weren't doing wasn't entertaining, no one would want to listen to us.
Very
so
true.
So true.
Very, very true. Now I notice a lot of your films are kind of on the paranormal, creepy, sci-fi side. Is there a reason for that?
Sci-fi is awesome. That's why.
Well, that's interesting. Deftone does make some of the, I don't want to say darker, because we're very proud. We haven't used the F-bomb or any nudity in our films. At least not. No, I've got to take that back. Well, at least let's say since recently, anyway, since Amish and A Grim Becoming and a few films before that, we did have one movie that had some language in it, but there's no nudity. And we just didn't think we needed it. It's not that we're prudish, or maybe there's going to be a script that comes along that we're going to need to, but right now we just didn't need to. And I've got 4 grandkids. I'm kind of happy they can sit there and watch the films, and I don't cringe in my seat too.
I know. I always hate that. It's like you bring your kid to a movie and you think, oh, this is gonna be really funny, and then all of a sudden it's like, bleep 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 bleep, blah, oh, nude, oh no. It's like, oh my God. And it's just like, oh.
I mean, Grim is definitely, it's definitely adult because it's. I mean, for goodness sakes, it's a Grim Reaper. Let's just call it for what it is. But there's a lot of comedy in it, and it's just an awful lot of fun as well. And I hope it's scary too.
Now, it's coming out in October, correct?
We're not sure. I've got to tell you, we're working so hard on the music and the editing and the special effects right now that we're just not going to release it until it's ready. But I can tell you we're close. That's all I can say. You will be among the first to know. You guys got to come out to the premiere. You got to get out here.
I'd love that.
I'd love to sit there with you and watch it, just get your reaction.
Oh, absolutely. Would love to. Definitely would love to.
Let us know when. And
I want to see it. I can't wait. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen the rough footage, and when the crew is laughing at the rough footage, which is kind of like watching Leonardo da Vinci draw the Mona Lisa with a stick figure and 2 eyes and a smile. There's no resemblance from rough footage to the actual film. It's all in the artwork of Chris Burns and Adam with the editing, and that's what it's their brush strokes that turn the movie into a piece of art.
Now, I notice a lot of movies nowadays, just to get the huge special effects and stuff, they use like that. It's a green screen, right? And they put the background in. And I mean, how much do you guys use the green screen for your movies?
I absolutely despise it. I've got to tell you the truth.
Okay.
I've never cared for it. I watched. You watch some of it. It just doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right. We kind of rely on the actor. I mean, there's definitely some computer graphic imaging that we use in A Grim Becoming, but it is not. It is to enhance the actor and his actions, and not to replace it. And that's how we use our CGI. We rely on the actor and the art of making a movie. And I mean, believe me, there are times that you need CGI, but it is not the mainstay of our film. It's a little more distant than that. There are films that are computer graphics imaged so much that you can't even fathom how much of the movie is actually shot in a room with a floor and green walls and nothing else. Nothing else.
Yeah.
That is not us.
I think I 100% completely agree with you, because, I mean, a lot of movies nowadays, if they have any sort of action in them, you can tell. Yeah. You definitely can tell.
It looks a little choppy.
Well, it looks almost cartoonish. You know what I mean? And not real.
Indeed.
And I don't know. It's just not the same, I think. I don't know.
It's the difference between listening to a Moog synthesizer and an artist playing a Stradivarius. That's the difference to me. But that's I mean, that might sound ridiculous, but it's true. I think there's more soul in live action than there is in CGI. And again, we do use some to enhance our scenes. We can't cut someone's head off. It's illegal. you know.
Right, yeah, that would
What?
be tough.
You can't?
Yeah.
No, maybe on the unknown realm, but not
not
a death one. At least not yet, anyway. So.
We try to avoid that.
Gets a little messy. Hazmat's got to be called in.
Wait for that day that we really can't get on the air. Maybe that'll happen.
God forbid, huh? So we crossed the boundary into your realm recently.
You did.
And we're kind of excited about it. We actually produced a television show that we filmed a pilot for that we're kind of excited about. That I'd love to tell you about if you're interested.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a live ghost hunting show.
Wow.
And it's Cameron DuBois and his group, the Greater Western New York Paranormal Society, which is comprised of course, Cameron and his partner Daniel Klass and Jason Bingenheimer and Lynn Checkeye, and they have a psychic, Ashley O'Brien, and Dana Breidenbaker and Louis Carafella, and their newcomer, a very talented actress that has an interest in the paranormal, Heidi Miller. And the show is called Test. And it stands for, and I'm going to kill this, theory, experiment, science, and I believe technology. And what they do is they say they're going to concentrate on one of your tools, like a
millimeter.
Let's say a K2 meter. Let's say a K2. Yep. They're going to start out in a lab and find out everything that could possibly set it off, all of the boundaries, so that when they do get a solid hit on it, they'll look and they'll try to find anything that can set this off, and they're more out to debunk than anything. And when they do get something that's remarkable, then it's pretty much proven that, there might be something there, and it's been working. And the premise is very exciting because we started our pilot. We flew in Joe Chin from Ghost Hunters and Ghost Hunters International. Man. One of my closest buddies in the world, by the way. I love Joe. Hello, Joe. And of course, his wonderful sister Christine, but she wasn't able to make that trip. And he's teaching what he knows to this young group. And of course, Heidi being her first ghost hunt, you can see this girl mature into a ghost hunter, and this wonderful team, and taking advice from the veterans. We're looking at getting Dave DeLeeson. Do you know Dave?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very well.
He's such a wonderful guy, and Chip Reichenthal with dowsing, and I mean, and on and on. I mean, it's just endless what we can do, of course, to further the team in its learning. And I think we've got a pretty good shot because it's an interesting, very, very interesting pilot, if any, and we haven't shopped it yet. We're in the process of editing it, but we should have a trailer soon, and I'm going to pop it out on your timeline so your friends can look at it as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'm actually interested in seeing that as well, just because that's, I mean, any ghost hunting team around, just in my own opinion, that's the way they should be doing their investigations, is trying to debunk stuff. And I mean, all the time we're trying to figure out, what sets off a meter, what sets off a REM pod or a K2, because you don't want to. You want to try to make sure that you debunk everything. Yeah, and
until
then
it's
what's left is the paranormal, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But it's interesting to watch the different mediums, and I don't mean psychic, the different genre of tools that some people are so skilled at, whether it be a spirit box or an EVP recorder, to watch someone that's a true master at it, and to watch these people absorb this young team. And they're very, don't get me wrong, they're very talented, and they're very wonderful, and they're just so damn humble, and they're so happy to be doing this and stepping up. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting for all of us. Wow,
sounds like a great project.
Mike,
very cool.
What's
the name of that team again?
It's GWNPS, Greater Western New York Paranormal Society, and the name of the show is Test. And you have got to become friends with these people because they are just wonderful.
I wonder if we already are.
That's actually why
familiar.
that's why I was actually asking for their name, because
I
want to make sure that we are friends with them and look them up.
We actually have a lot of paranormal friends out
I
that way.
invite all of your friends become friends with these guys before something wonderful happens and you can't even get near their pages because of too many friends and followers. So I'd love to tell you what Deftone's got going on, if I may.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Go right ahead. I think you have a movie coming out in 2015, right?
Well, we've got. We're hoping a Grim Becoming is this year. We have a very exciting news that our former movie, formerly known as, it's kind of like the artist formerly known as Prince, I guess. The movie formerly known as Ombus is now called Not Human, was picked up by Origin Group Releasing, and it is going to be available for video on demand on September 9th, I believe it is, which is very exciting for us. And it's so many venues, and I'm not even going to go through them, but please look for it. And I believe it's in October in time for Halloween. We're going to be available, or it might be a little later than that, but it'll be available for purchase at Walmart, which is exciting for us to have a movie on the shelves as well as family video. And it has been taken in the overseas market for our boys and our men and women overseas serving the country, which is very exciting for us to know that we're going to be entertaining some of the troops in their work.
Nice, very nice.
So look for Not Human by Deftone Picture Studios. That's a science fiction film, indeed.
That's great news.
Yeah, that is great news. Wow. And what about the Horrific Evil Monsters?
That's going to be probably our biggest project ever, and I believe we're looking at 2015. It's a creature feature about a just very small, humble family that moves into a little country town that reportedly used to have monsters in it. Crazy, I know it sounds. Or do they still? So it's a creature feature, and we're very excited about that because we're bumping that up into a SAG project, a Screen Actors Guild, and that's a big step up for the local actors to have a chance at getting in the Screen Actors Guild, and in that way they become eligible when ergo as Spider-Man comes to Rochester, they have an actual chance at auditioning for one of the bigger roles. So we're very excited to offer that opportunity to the actors. This is our step up and our give back to the community as well.
Now, for anybody who's listening and they're like, oh, I would love to get a chance to audition for any of these movies, is there a mailing list, a newsletter, or something where you put out, okay, we're having casting calls right now? That
yes, we do.
People can look.
Absolutely, you can look at www.deftonepicturesstudios, that's plural, .com. You can like us on Facebook. That's another way. If you're interested in a Grim Becoming, there's a grimbecomingmovie.com, as well as the Facebook page of Grim Becoming, as well as Not Human on Facebook. These are all venues that'll get you right into the fold there, and you can see what we're up to. We're pretty public. We're pretty open what we're up to, and we have we have a great time pulling talent out of the least likely spots. We had a wonderful girl called Tara Walker Sawicki who lived in Long Island and auditioned via Skype for us, and she ended up coming out and winning a wonderful role in Grim Becoming, working with Bill Oberst Jr. and Devaney Pinn and Melantha Blackthorne. Oh my gosh, I forgot my dear friend Mel. Melantha Blackthorne, one of the great scream queens, a wonderful star of Grim Becoming, and that's it's as simple as that. If you have an interest, we'll see what you got, and if it's something that we're looking for, we'll put you in our film.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a copy of my 7-year-old daughter screaming. We actually used her scream on our Halloween event that we had on the air.
Oh my gosh, ear piercing.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
wow.
I'm like, this girl's got the Scream Queen thing down.
Yeah, future Scream Queen.
We call her
I thought
A-Town
you were
on
going
the
to
air.
send me a. Thought you were going to send me a copy of you singing and dancing, Steve. You scared me for a minute there.
I can do that.
Actually, if you want to go on YouTube, we are.
We are singing.
Not dancing, but I can dance.
You don't want to see me dance, Mike.
That is funny. Oh my God.
We can
So
sing though.
awesome.
Yeah, we actually sang at the Paranormal Awards last year in Tilton, New Hampshire.
We were going to do it this year, but unfortunately, they were.
Yeah.
The whole night event was canceled due to
unfortunate event.
Cece's son passing away. So, but the awards still happen. Yeah. But yeah, it's totally understandable. Definitely understandable.
So, Mike, I know we hit on a few things, but you had mentioned you wanted to say what Deftone was doing in the near future. Is there anything else that you guys are up to that you wanted to hit on?
There is. We're actually looking at a project this fall, but I don't think we're quite ready to let the cat out of the bag on that one. But it's pretty exciting, and it's not our usual genre, which
really
is kind of interesting. Yeah.
Is it a love story?
It is yes, it is. It is a love. No. Although we have made a film called Let It Rain, which is a love story. Indeed, the majority of our products have been sci-fi and horror, but we've made, some comedies. Dumbella was a comedy. We've done quite a bit. And as an actor, I've done, other projects as well that, I've done some comedies and some faith-friendly films, and, I've done some work on pilots for national television shows, and the majority of my work is probably not horror. And Deftone, is definitely not a one-trick pony as well. We have fun making horror, we have fun making science fiction, but we're certainly capable of doing a number of other genres as well. And there's fun in all of it. There's great fun in all of it.
Now, what would be your ideal role that you would do if you could?
Just had it. I can't even imagine. Just had it. I mean, I really did. Adam Steiger wrote the role of Magoo for me in A Grim Becoming, and Magoo is Death. Death is the boss of the Grim Reapers. And it's just such a meaty, dark, funny, terrifying role. One of the websites was talking about it, and the reality of it dawned on me when they said Mike Sciabarrasi has his turn as Death. It was such a humbling phrase that I realized how large the role indeed was. And if I never have a large role again in the future, I'm pretty happy. This is definitely the role of my lifetime. Either that or probably an exotic dancer, maybe. That would No, don't be a hater.
I don't know where to go with that, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know where to go with that either.
That's my good friend Janet Kelly's line. You know, Janet, don't be a hater. Oh, she's a wonderful paranormal chick.
I'm not. I'm just trying to picture it.
Oh yeah, let's not even go there. There's some things you can't unimagine. Yeah. Whoa.
That's why I'm trying to get it out of the head.
Hey, Mike, just out of curiosity, have you ever gone on a paranormal investigation?
You know, I've always, people say, do you do a lot? And I say no. And then I think about it. I say, gosh, yeah, I really have. I've done Iron Island a couple of times here, very well known in Buffalo, New York, the museum where Taps had all that success in the attic. And I've done Fort William Henry. Yeah. And I've done the Rapids Theater. So, yeah, I definitely have. And I have a great fascination with it. I think most people do. Ghost Hunters came on and just kind of set the bar and just riveted the nation as to, the scientific approaches and what's going on there, and it fascinated so many people. And you know what's interesting, now that many of the cast of that show are like literally, truly close friends of mine, and I have psychics, and we never talk about it. When we're hanging out, we never talk about it. We'll talk about, movies, or we'll talk about, family, or we'll tell jokes. And it's something we never talk about. I don't know why. It's just one of those interesting things. And when they do, I just sit back smiling. I know a couple of friends of mine looked at me and said, "What are you smiling at?" I said, "Man, I love this stuff,
Yeah.
I love it. I'm very fascinated with it. I've had some really interesting experiences in my life that are unexplainable, and I'm a firm believer that there is something out there.
Would you be willing to share one of them?
No, I really wouldn't. I wouldn't. I had an incredible UFO experience when I was a child. My whole school basically did, and it convinced me at that time that we're not alone. And I find cryptids extremely fascinating. I've never had an experience with them, but I think anybody with any degree of intelligence has to wonder to themselves, gosh, I hope we don't know everything. What a boring place the world would be,
So correct.
Yeah. So,
it's interesting because
I do find it fascinating.
Both of our Steves, we have
we call him Quiet Steve.
Yeah, we call him Quiet Steve. He mans our chat room, and of course this Steve. They both have had UFO experiences, and
I'll tell you, once you've seen one, you won't forget it.
No, and it's just kind of a remarkable. It's kind of a remarkable thing when you do, because it's unexplainable, and you know that you need to trust your own eyes.
Yep.
And
Definitely.
you need to trust what you see, and if it doesn't add up, it causes a great quandary.
Definitely.
I've talked. Oh, go ahead.
Please go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I know whatever I saw, people I've talked to have said, oh well, the United States could make that, or our government could make that, and I'm like, if they could make what I saw and do what it did, that's amazing. I mean, the size of this thing alone, and it hovering at a very low altitude with no speed and no sound, just incredible. And the shape was a triangle, so I could see the details and the sides and the lights, and I don't know, it was nothing like I've ever seen. So
there's just so much in this world that's so unknown that people are just not aware of, and interesting. Definitely interesting.
I had a very fascinating experience, like I said. Without going into great detail, I wondered as I matured and grew old, and because I was literally in, I think, the third grade when I saw this object, which was probably 50 feet away from me and 20 feet above the ground still. And
wow.
I can remember turning to go back into the school, and every kid's face was pressed against the window. And it was there for like a long time. And I remember saying, as I got older, maybe it's just my imagination. You think it's something, maybe I dreamed it. And the more you think of it, and I can remember about 7 years ago, a fellow walked up to me and says, "Gosh, you look familiar." And I said, "Really?" And he named the school. And he said, "Did you go to my school?" And I said, "Yeah." And he looked at me and said, "Did you see the UFO?" The first thing he said to me.
Wow.
And I said, "I did. Did you?" He said, "It knocked the antenna off my father's house." And I said, "Oh, gosh, okay. So maybe there is something to it,
Wow.
Yeah,
interesting,
definitely.
isn't it?
It is, and it just makes you want to know more and more and more. So, and that's the same with me in the paranormal. So that's why I'm in it. And if I can help people along the way, then that's what it's all about to me. So.
It is. It's helping people and investigating and finding something fascinating in whatever you do and growing. And that is what a rich life is, and a true rich career is. And no matter what it is that you do. If you're a chef and you have mentored someone and you have created something that's wonderful and taught someone else, then you have done something in your lifetime. It's the same thing with what I do and with what you do and with whoever is listening to us does.
No, I
help
agree.
People, build people up, help them,
Yeah, too much negativity in the world.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So,
well, we try to keep our drama on the screen,
It's a good place for it.
That.
So if somebody wants to actually see one of these films, I know you said Walmart will be carrying the latest one here soon, but where can they go to actually watch these?
The ones that have already been out.
Well, the VOD, the video on demand, will be out September 9th on many, many venues. As I said, they're listed on www.deftonepicturestudios.com as well as the Facebook page. I'll repost them on my wall if you guys are interested in front of me. My name is Mike Sciabarrasi. It's Sciabarrasi. I'm on Facebook. Let me know you heard the show and, you'd be interested in seeing what we're up to. And, we're an ambitious little group, and, we're small, but we're working hard.
Sounds like big things are coming for you.
Well, let's hope so. But I've got to tell you the truth, we sure are having a good time.
That's all that matters, right?
Yep. Keeps you going, so.
Every day it's like, I wish we got paid to do this.
Well, it isn't really even getting paid. I just want to be able to support my life and do what I love to do. And
it's not the matter of, I
want to hit the lottery so I can do this full time.
Right, exactly. Instead of going to work full time.
What's that Chinese proverb, Naomi?
Right?
A man that loves his job never works a day in his life.
Oh, I like that too.
It.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So I have one question for you. We're running out of time, but a question that I asked some of our guests. If you were to have a paranormal party with people who have passed on, who would you invite to it?
Boy, that's really interesting. I guess it would probably my answers would be so standard that I'd be kind of embarrassed by it. Certainly, some of the great artists in minds like Da Vinci or Einstein or some of those. But somebody asked me the same question recently, just a little bit differently. They said, if you had a dinner party and you could have any 5 guests, anyone, who would they be? And I said, I just want one. And they said, who is it? I said, I would like myself when I was 16. So that I could tell.
That is awesome.
I could straighten, don't do this, don't do that, be best friends with Bill Gates and buy gold. That is probably what I would tell myself. But it would definitely be some of the artsy people, and the great minds. Certainly Mozart would be there for my musical side. Maybe Hitchcock would be there. It's just so hard to say. Paranormal-wise, I don't know. Tesla would be there. I could go on and on, but I really wouldn't have a definitive answer. I hope I answered it somewhat for you.
Oh no, it's weird because I hear her ask the question and I'm like, wow, it's such a simple question, but all the answers that we get are so phenomenal because you're like, who would I invite? And then it's like you get a list going in your head, and then you hear from the people like yourself, and it's like, wow, those are really good answers, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Your answers were awesome, I thought. So
I think we've only had one person that I don't know.
Yeah, wouldn't answer.
You put me
Well,
on.
you got to think on your feet, you know? I guess. I don't know.
No, we like to have fun, and we're pretty much a kickback show, and we just, you know,
Yeah.
it's all about, you know, hey, what do you think? It's no wrong answers, no nothing, just, you know, we're here to have a good time. So
Absolutely. Well, Mike, I'm so happy that we had you on the show. We definitely have had a really, really good time with you tonight, and looking forward to that big
premiere.
Opening day for the Grim Becoming, and hopefully that comes out completely perfect. All the little details and hard work that you guys are putting into. And who'd you say his name is? Chris? Was it Chris that's listening, working hard right now?
Bruce Jr. working so hard, and Adam Steiger working so hard on it, and God bless him, because boy, that's one end of it I don't want to do. Imagine having every second of all that work at your fingertips.
Right.
Oh.
That is right. I don't think I saw editor in all those things you did.
Oh, yeah.
That would be tough. I wouldn't like that. No,
I like what I do.
Hey, let me give a fast shout out to my dear friend, that wonderful book, Even the Dead Won't Tell You the Truth. It's available at Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And we had wonderful news. One of our associates, our dear friend, Dean Stock, who was in terrible condition, had a real tough heart surgery today at the Cleveland Clinic, and he survived and did wonderful.
Oh, thank God.
We love Dean Stock and give our love to Darren, his brother, and these are all good things. And I got to tell you, thank you for the time. It felt like 5 minutes talking with a friend here.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I looked at the clock, I'm like, oh.
Mike, we can't wait to see you again. So.
And regarding Chip, I think yesterday was his birthday, wasn't it?
It was definitely recently.
Yes, 2 days ago. 2 days ago.
2 days ago. So happy birthday, Chip.
Chip and I are the same age again. Chip and I.
He's such a nice guy. I love Chip.
He is Chip's a wonderful guy. So is Terry.
He has all this great energy.
Oh yeah, yeah. John Tobin and Chip opened so many doors for me. With the paranormal, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah, we love John too. Good man. Yep. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and definitely let us know when those are coming out so we can let everybody know, all our listeners, and share it with all of them.
Yeah, we'll definitely help promote them on our end. So.
Absolutely.
I see light. This must be a doorway. I can get out of here.
Is it the correct door, though? That's the question.
Is it?
That's too funny. Well, thank you for joining us, Mike, and you take care, and definitely stay in touch.
We'll definitely be talking to you soon.
I had a wonderful time. Thank you, Naomi and Steve. What a great show you guys have.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
What a nice man. He is so talented. All the things that he's able to do. Yeah. I would be like, if I was, on set for all these all these jobs in the movie, I would be like.
You're Bugs Bunny?
Yeah.
You're going to first, you're going to second, you're pitching, you're catching. You're doing everything.
No, I'd be dead. I'd be haunting the set.
Thank you for the words, Silent Steve. Quiet Steve.
Oh my goodness.
He just said interesting show, so I have to agree with him.
Yeah, he's our second executive producer we've had on.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I mean, even when we were at the party at Fort William Henry, sitting back and talking to him was just as easy as talking to him right now. Really down-to-earth guy, and
a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Everybody there that weekend was a blast to hang out with. We
did a live interview with him. Actually, I should say Tiffany did. I was just there. He kept saying, "Where'd you come from?" Something like that. But he was a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun.
Look him up, definitely.
Yep. I want to give you guys the spelling of his last name. It is Sciabarrasi, and it's Sciabarrasi. S-C-I-A-B-A-R-R-A-I. A-S-I. Okay, so S-C-I-A-B-A-R-R-A-S-I. And it's Deftone Picture Studios. And definitely a lot of cool movies that you're going to want to pick up and check out.
I'm even going to check out that one.
Yeah. What, The Grim Becoming?
Nope.
No?
You moved my papers on me. Ombus.
Oh, yeah, the one they changed the name on it, too. But they have a whole bunch of different things.
Not Human.
Not Human.
Yep,
that's what they changed it to. And Mike has been an actor in several movies like Frankenstein's Patchwork Monster, Holland Road, of course, A Grim Becoming, My Dream Beside Me, Dead Sea, The Umbrella, Part 2, To Release a Soul, Ombus, which is
Not Human.
Yeah. Through a Mother's Eyes, Battle Dog, Superheroes Don't Need Capes.
That one sounds interesting, too.
Yeah. The Umbrella Part 3. The Black Guy on a Rampage, Angel of Death. Black Guy on a Rampage, Homicidal Vengeance. Interesting. Definitely.
Yep.
So definitely check out, if you're interested in maybe acting, I would check out their website as well, or
check
their
out
Facebook.
It on Facebook, yep.
Yeah, see if you can make a casting call and be a part of Deftone Pictures. And definitely keep your eyes out for our Grim Becoming. I'm sure we will be promoting that on our Facebook site, so you're going to want to check that out.
Who knows?
Come around October-ish.
One of these new films coming out, we might be extras.
Don't hold your breath.
I know.
But I'm excited to go to the studio to watch how it all comes together. I mean, you've had kind of an opportunity of doing that with My Ghost Stories, but this has got to be a little bit different with the whole movie thing going on. And, of course, our friend Joe Chin and John Tobin will be in upcoming things they have going on. And I say it week after week, if you guys have never been to a Paracon or Parahistorycon or any of these places where these celebrity ghost hunters and celebrity actors and stuff go, you need to check them out. These people are really down to earth, and to be able to meet these people and shake their hand and just talk to them for a brief second or whatever, it's just amazing. They're really down to earth. Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's cool because you actually get to know them on a different level besides.
Right. You don't talk about ghost hunting. You talk about their lives after a while. So.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, in the last one over at Ocean State Paracon, Joe Chin, I mean, he was at the TAPS home team's table a lot. I mean, we were sitting there talking to him, his brother, his sister, basically all the people that
all really nice people.
Mike just actually mentioned. So.
Yeah, definitely nice people. And we're fortunate to meet these people, just really fantastic folks. And love hanging out. I look forward to those Paragons because we get an opportunity to hang out with these people that we haven't seen in a while. And
they're usually for a great cause.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. We have to ask Ken how much money was raised for that.
I mean, it was $5 to get in for a day, $10 for a weekend, and I mean, star-studded and just awesome teams that were there and awesome vendors. It's a great time.
Definitely. So I want to remind everybody that next week we have Chris Mancuso from Scared. You remember him with Brian Cano, who is from The Haunted Collector. They have done a lot of actually different movies and productions as well. But you can definitely look up their show Scared with an exclamation point. Actually, really, really cool shows. I know they did the Lizzie Borden House.
Just recently.
They did it a while ago.
I actually want to say they're doing Rolling Hills here coming up.
Oh, are they? Oh, I didn't know that. So this guy is actually, personally, I think he's pretty hilarious. And I kicked his butt in his own game.
3 pillars.
Yeah. So.
She did, Chris.
Yeah. So that'll be a cool show, definitely. And then we have spirit medium Tiffany Rice coming on. And you'll have to listen in for that because she will be doing readings on the second half of the show.
And who knows, Quiet Steve might be co-hosting.
Yeah, he's like, no! I'll have to figure out if I'm doing this alone with Quiet Steve in the background or if I'm going to have a live host with me.
I will be out of cell phone service, I would have called in.
Yeah. You watch, he'll end up like finding cell phone service somewhere.
I'll be walking around the mountaintops. Steve just said, no!
No! We will be having from Ghost Hunters International, we will have Shannon Sylvia. She has quite the intriguing stories about her past history of what has brought her to the paranormal.
She had a lot of love for like Ouija boards too, which was interesting conversation.
Yeah, they made this cool thing to kind of debunk whether people are actually forcing the Ouija board.
It actually takes pressure and registers the pressure of your fingertips.
Yeah.
So it knows if you put extra pressure on the piece. Not
to mention, she makes really yummy sugary stuff like wedding cakes and cupcakes.
This fat kid loves cupcakes.
We have the author of Vampires of New England, and there's a few other books that he has written as well. Chris Rondina, who's going to be coming.
I come to suck your blood.
That's definitely a different thing that we have not had on our show, which will be cool. I'm looking very much forward to it. We have author Joni Mahan, who has written some great books regarding
the book's Bones.
Yeah, regarding the Haunted Victorian Mansion, which unfortunately no longer is being investigated.
Well, not by the public anyways, so.
Yeah.
But that, things change, so.
Yeah.
Don't count
Definitely.
it out.
And we might have Edwin in with her as well, where we're talking about. And then we will also have the boys on from Paranormal After Party.
That is going to be a show.
Yeah.
We are going to lose control of that show.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Anyways, we just want to thank everybody for listening in. And I would say congratulations, Steve, and the rest of our STURS team.
Congratulations,
on our award.
Naomi. And
Thank
STURS.
you. Thank you very much. We're excited about that award.
There's one more to come, maybe.
Hopefully. Radio show of the year, I hope. Actually, there's a couple.
Yeah.
Congratulations
to all the winners so far out there. So.
Yeah, definitely. We're just a little excited about ours.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we hope all of you have a great and safe week with all the storms and everything.
Stay dry.
Yep, definitely stay dry and safe. And we will talk to you next week. And have a great, great week.
See ya!
This is the rocker, Keith Ramsey from Deep South Paranormal, and you're listening to Steve and Naomi on Into the Unknown Realm on DTM Wicked Radio.
I almost forgot. Thanks for everybody for listening. Make sure you listen on our network, DTM Wicked Radio, for the show Paranormal Hangover, and that is on Wednesdays at 7. Our buddies Mark Arvilla and Lauren Sheridan, and they are hilarious because when they were on our show, we had so much fun with that. So you got to make sure you listen to them on Wednesday.
I think I'm still paranormal drunk. Wait, it might be just a hangover.
He's crazy.
I am Irish.
All right. Once again, everybody, have a great week. Take care and stay safe.
See ya!
Rolling Hills Asylum. Located in East Bethany, New York, just minutes between two major airports, Rolling Hills Asylum is a hotbed of paranormal activity. They have been featured on Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures, Paranormal Challenge, as well as Sci-Fi Channel's Ghost Hunters. Rolling Hills Asylum has been named the #2 most haunted location in the United States by HauntedNorthAmerica.com. The property was established on January 1st, 1827, as the county poor farm. Throughout the years, it has operated as a poor farm, infirmary, orphanage, tuberculosis hospital, nursing home, and more. Past residents and inmates consist of widows, orphans, physically disabled, mentally unstable, murderers, and more. Over 1,700 bodies are buried in unmarked graves, and hundreds more deaths went undocumented. Rolling Hills Asylum is known for a plethora of phenomena, including disembodied voices, doors slamming, footsteps, sounds of furniture moving, full-body apparitions, shadow people, ghostly touches, and numerous Class A EVP. Rolling Hills Asylum proudly offers historical and flashlight tours, 4- and 8-hour public ghost hunts, 8- and 9-hour private ghost hunts, and more, by appointment or pre-booking only. For more information, please visit www.rollinghillsasylum.com. That's www.rollinghillsasylum.com. Or give them a call, 585-502-4066. That's 585-502-4066. Rolling Hills Asylum. What are you doing this weekend?